Sally got, does she? But it's cool, ain't it? It's cool. Big Bill Kessler's car. Damien loves old Mercedes. I said, let's go work on these hazard lights. You see if we can get them working. So this switch right here is bad. It's very expensive from what it looks like online. So I'm gonna tell you here real shortly. Well, real shortly. I'm gonna tell you here in a little bit. But like I said, this whole thing right here is whole 4-speed diesel, non-turbo, all original. Said they've had it for years. Pretty cool, huh? Drives pretty good, don't it?
It does, actually.
Steering's tight on it.
It feels smooth.
It does. It just ain't got a lot of power. Y'all check this out. Caden with the fan and the cobalts. Come out here, throw the $900 intake on the ground. Just let her sit there. She ain't no big deal. Just let these $1,200 coils, just let them sit there. It don't matter. Just lay the windows down on it. Nah, look at it. He done come out here and tore it down. So it wasn't what I thought, because I thought it might have pulled a rocker out, but looking at it, it didn't pull a rocker out. The rockers are still in it. They all look fine. They all look pretty decent. This one right here is the loosest one of them all, but what I did notice is there's some brass down there, so we must have a burner in. So it is what it is. That's why I lost oil pressure. So he's gonna get it pulled out, get it tore down. I was working today, so he come down here and worked on this. Proud of him on that. So glad he's taking initiative. So we got to pull the exhaust manifold off. We'll pull motor up out of it. But this is the home of new semi-pacer automotive right here on this old raggedy pad. That's where we're gonna get the race car stuff done out here outside. It ain't gonna be the home of semi-pacer automotive, but it'll be the home of Boost is my friend as far as working on the race car. We're doing it in the driveway, old school, not complaining, not crying about nothing, just living a happy life, y'all. That's what it's all about. All right, guys, I hear Carport Customs over here. Look at us. Got me and Nick out here. Got his old turbo kit off his car. Somebody throw it together, had some holes in it, some pins in it. This ain't the way you build a turbo kit. You don't build these big long legs off of it for the wastegate, because this right here will cause, even being braced up like this, it's gonna cause it to turn around and crack and break and stuff like this right here. You see where it's right there. You can see. I said you gotta put that, if you just weld your wastegate straight to the pipe on like a 90, it works out good.
We just gave Brody a bath, and look at him, he wants to stand in front of that fan. He's got his water and his fan, he's good. Nick and Caden's trying to get that turbo changed out. You just shook on your daddy and got him wet.
So this little thing here, little bitty gal, we're going on over, putting a real turbo on this thing. Don't be that guy. But anyways, putting this big old thing right here, the old S488. It's a VS racing unit. We're gonna mount it right here. That's my downpipe. From when I had it on, when Caden was running the car the other week and all that, we went 489 at like 151 mile an hour, almost 152, that downpipe. So, you know, my car has that valence on it, so it sticks out further. So we're gonna come in here and we'll cut this off once we get it mounted, but we just used it to come off the turbo. The turbo's set there on a brick for right now. We're gonna adjust it just a little bit, move it back a little bit, play with it, get it where we want it. But now we gotta take this turbo kit up here and we gotta cut it up. When you build turbo kits, you don't put flex pipe in them. You never put, it's a good idea, but it never works out well. I'll show you when we cut it apart, inside of them things, they end up coming apart. This one might not be because the car still run good, but a lot of times, I'll show you why once we cut this off. We're gonna cut sections out of this, use it, patch together something, and get something to make some power. Y'all ride with us for a minute. So this one has started it, but it didn't quite. If you see how it starts bellowing down right there, eventually all this starts coming apart and it starts shrinking more and more and more, the more heat gets in it and all, and eventually it'll get down to like that big. But like I said, we got that out of here. It ain't gonna happen. When we build them, we don't build them with flex pipe. Might build them on the carport in the backyard, but we ain't building with a flex pipe. I promise you that.
Video.
Got this little thing cut up. Still can't believe how good this little turbo run. The size of a little Honda turbo right there. Look at that thing. I got the pipes cut up, so now we're gonna start marking some stuff up, cut some stuff, weld stuff back together. Y'all ride with us. So we was able to modify his piece right there. I added that little piece from O'Reilly's on that right there to adapt, because all he could get was a 3-inch flange. So we got that 2.5 to 3. And I put his little, his flange, we cut that one section off somewhere around here, wherever it's at. That way it won't have a lot of pressure on it. Because see, when you mount these wastegates, they need to be in a bend. That way as the exhaust flows down right here, when it goes to make that curve, sorry, message cover. As it goes to make that curve and go up to the turbo on that side right there, it turns around and it can exit out the wastegate. Anytime if you want your wastegates to work properly, they need to be in a bend somewhere. And that way it can shoot the air out up here and bypass the turbo if need be through the wastegates. So the way the wastegates work is this acts as a door here, and it plugs it off. It bolts to that flange there with a fire ring in it. It plugs it off. Well, when it starts making boost, it puts air on this side here, which therefore blows this open and lets exhaust out here to bypass it and to regulate. So all this is a regulator. And then when you turn around and go through and start putting dome pressure on it, is this side. And what that does is it turns around and puts pressure on the top side to fight against this one. So if you got a 7-pound screen here, and 7 pounds on this side will go through and start opening this wastegate and letting it dump exhaust bypass the turbo and letting it bleed off. But then if you put 7 pounds on top of here, it'll take 14 pounds to go through and blow it. It's a relative number. It's not exactly 7 to 7 or nothing like that. But like I said, the more pressure you put on top of here, the more it crams that shut. It will not let it bypass the turbo, and it forces it into the turbo. So like I said, I'm a lot better grinder than I am a welder, but my ugly welds, they work. I didn't weld all of this. Some of this was already done. Some of this I done. It is what it is. We ain't complaining about it. It's going to be sealed off, and it's going to be airtight, and it's going to work. So that's all that really mattered. I've done the turbo on my car. It is what it is. So we're going to put the wastegates on right there in that bend. I'm going to bend the crossover piece. I got to build a crossover piece from the driver's side over here. We've already cut that flex pipe out of this section, so we have it down there. So we just got to build a piece from there to come over here and loop up into here. So once we get this piece on, this is coming to the outside one. I'm going to go through and I'm going to spot weld it to that Parker speed flange. Then we're going to pull the turbo off of it. This ain't where the turbo's mounting either. That's just where it's sitting at, because we ain't got that other piece in there. So we're going to go through and lift this back up, mount it where we need it, weld this one side, pull the turbo off of it. I'll build the crossover piece. We'll put the other wastegate on it. We'll come out here. We'll cut the flange off or the down pipe where we need it. Get the flange welded up, the flow line hooked up, get the feed hooked up, and then we'll build intercooler pipe and we'll get it. None but a thing. So there you go. See, the exhaust will come down through here, and it's making that bend to go back up towards the turbo. It'll come right through here, and it'll 90 and come out right here. And that's what I'll go through and let it bypass the turbo. Okay. Gotta be a Mac. We used to have a manual when we used to have a manual.
You don't have to do that stuff no more. We got electronic stuff nowadays.
What happened? Oh, jackass.
To talk your shit, Nikki. Like my manual never broke on me, just so you know. My manual never broke on me.
Got lemon lime, grape, tiger's blood, pina colada, cherry, and blue raspberry.
Welding, and it looks like the rain's gonna come in and stop me in here in just a minute. We're gonna keep doing it until it drops some rain on, so we'll get it all cleaned up and get it moved and put away. So look at rain ain't stopping up. How you gonna run them nitrous boys if you quit in the rain? Or get them coordinated.
We're gonna start it up.
They're gonna roll down the fucking hill. Let it run. We gotta get it warm and tighten the exhaust stuff on it. There you go. Built this little turbo guard real quick so we could drive it road. Got it fed. He's gonna put a different fitting on so we can clock it around a little bit more. Got the 2 wastegates on it down there. Got the vacuum lines run. Got the interfloor piping rigged up real quick. We'll take it road, run it on wastegate and see what it'll do. See how it does on wastegate and then go from there. So ride with us.